podcast, we gon' talk about it, yeah, we get it poppin'. Every Wednesday it be essential, we are the only options. Who they trust with their topics, even if it is toxic. Life be like a podcast, we gon' be here just to talk about it. We gon' talk about it. We gon' talk about it. Life be like a podcast, we gon' be here just to talk about it.
Yo, welcome back to another edition of the Life Be Life and podcast. Back up on the scene, nah, I mean, I'm your host, Tony D.
And I'm your host, D to the J, still in the building like I ain't never left. Hey, and guess what? It's still a G thing. Bro, I see you rocking the hat, man. Go on and speak on it for the last time, man, so we can be done, man, and move on.
It ain't even on the site now. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's show and tell. I'm just gonna, you know what I'm saying? Just gonna keep doing my thing, you know?
All right, we see you. What's the word, man?
So, man, check it out. It's another Wednesday, you know what I'm saying? Won't he do it?
Yeah.
Hey, man, I ain't gonna lie. This morning, I really didn't feel the best, man. Got up, had a migraine and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, I think I got up too early. I did too much, but it is what it is. I feel good. And y'all, I'm gonna put this out here tonight. Take care of yourself. We only got one body, one life, you know what I'm saying? And I made fun of myself earlier this week. So you know how it is, you know what I'm saying? We always, as men, we're always looking at ourselves like this, you know what I'm saying? This is like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Hey, this is how most people go see me. I'm cool, I'm straight. Man, I hit the mirror last weekend from the side. And I was like, "Who was that? Wait, whoa, 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 whoa." I was like, "Come here." So I looked, I was like, yo, okay. All right. And, you know, I made fun of myself, but on the real, you know what I'm saying, as we get older, we start to realize, man, that our body don't move like it used to move, and we don't recover like we used to recover. And the things that we put in our body are, you know, say very, very important at this age. So, you know, as I'm being funny, please take it serious, man. Hey, one body, one life, one time. You hear me?
Yeah, true that, man. It's funny you said that. I was joking a little earlier, man. We sitting at the little countertop bar, we chilling and everything, and wife got the music blasting, she cooking, we just vibing. 5-year-old, he come through, he said something to me, I couldn't hear him. Music playing, I was like, "What you say?" He said it again. I still didn't hear my man, so I said, "What you say?" And I leaned in, and he leaned in. He said, "It looked like your head growing a little bit." Yep. Anyways, hey y'all, they just feelings. You hear me? He said it with the utmost. Hey, it looked like your head growing.
It's like he was trying to be like, hey.
Hey, bro, he said it though, like if you're not trying to put somebody like your partner,
right.
Like you got a little something right there. You're like, what? You got something right there.
Right, hey.
I looked in and he like, yo, your head, and he was dead serious. Your head look like a score. Anyway, it's a nice topic, Brody. Before we even do all of this, do all of that, jump in, jump out. The topic is real plain and simple, bro. When co-parenting goes wrong, we're going to reference one of the biggest stories that's been sweeping through nationwide for the better part of a week. It's really been the talk about topic, other than one other thing, which we'll talk about a little bit later, real briefly, if time allows.
If time allows.
Yeah, if time allows. If not, you know what I'm saying, we'll spin the block and break it down a little bit later. But yeah, bro, when co-parenting goes wrong, 8:05, you know what we got to do before we start talking, so they don't, you know, be trying to hit us up just like they doing old boy at the Super Bowl. They, you know, them lawsuits is racking up, and we don't want none of them problems. So hit the disclaimer, bro, and let's you know what I'm saying, somebody got to do it.
Hey, before I hit these disclosures, y'all, we want to reiterate, you know what I'm saying? We got life gear, you know what I'm saying? We got the t-shirts, the hoodies, you know what I'm saying? In case you
No
missed it,
blood.
the brand new logo.
Yeah,
That logo does contain a QR code to where people can scan it, takes them right to our website where we post the episodes. Look, we ain't begging, but if you like to support us, you know what I'm saying? Get at us on Facebook, Instagram, through our email. It'll be scrolling down at the bottom later. If you want to make, you know what I'm saying, a little donation to help us keep doing what we do. Lastly, look, y'all, we appreciate, you know what I'm saying, all the follows, all the likes, all the listens, all the
yeah,
feed. But again, we're here to support, you know what I'm saying, our community. The thing is that, you know, yes, we play certain songs, you know what I'm saying, probably multiple times. Because as you support us, we support you. We ask, we email, we put it out there. If you have clean, original music, shoot it in. You know what I'm saying? Again, we're on Spotify, Amazon, iHeart, Pandora, Amazon, Google. We everywhere
everywhere.
that you
Like
want to be.
Visa. Like Visa.
All right,
Saying no.
I'm gonna
Here's
pay the
what it
bills.
is.
I'm gonna quit fussing. I'm gonna quit
Let's
fussing.
do it. Let's run.
The views and opinions expressed on the Life Be Life in podcast are solely those of the artists, producers, guests, and hosts of the show. Any numbers, stats, or stated resources that are given, we do ask that you verify that information for yourself.
Have you ever been in a situation and needed to be a little bit of emotional but just couldn't seem to tap in? Possibly needed to back your way out of a lie and show them that you're telling the truth by crying? Well, have no fears. Cry No More is here, made from real baby tears. The organic, all-natural substance you'll take once a day, and it'll produce tears on the spot. It'll get those tear ducts flowing. May cause side effects including internal bleeding, diarrhea, hemorrhaging of the belly button, eyelash removal, hair removal, back fat removal, toes falling off, and also bad breath. Cry no more. Real organic tears. Never be stranded again.
Different grind. I am just on a different time. Yeah, this that different grind. I am just on a different time. I got godly ambition, godly ambition. I got godly ambition, godly ambition. All prayer, all grace, no love, no wishes. I got godly ambition, yeah. When you grind for the Lord, you ain't got time to waste. I got time today. I got time to pray. I got time to talk. I'ma walk the walk. Never perfect though. Know it's worth it though. I'ma keep it 100. That's real talk, no frontin'. Might let it blow like a trumpet. Got spoiled for who want it. Unconcealed. I ain't worried about a pill. Independent. Nope. I ain't looking for no major deal. Cause I pull up with ambition. Even if the top be missing. No, that don't change my vision. Still on that great commission. Still trusting God's provision. Still preaching He is risen. Still committed to what was written. Don't care about opinions. I know where I'm living. Yeah. This the different grind. I am just on a different time. Yeah, this that different grind. I am just on a different time. I got godly ambition, godly ambition. I got godly ambition, all prayer, all grace, no love, no wishes. I got godly ambition. See, I used to be all about mine, nothing but money was on my mind. I ain't even care about wasting time, moving in slow-mo, almost 9. How do you think I got this vibe? I was on the brink of losing my mind. I was gonna sink without no mind. In too deep, couldn't see no lie. But God ripped me in, told me I was his. It was like hit and rewind. He was like, I'ma rewrite. Everything wrong be right. How do you think I got this grind? Christ renewed my mind. Price went up like price, so yesterday ain't today. It's right. And we go hard like Vegas night, cause we just trying to stay alive. Even after the day we die, we wanna be in paradise. Never know when it's time to go. Got the light, so we let it glow. Living on mission no wishes. I got godly ambition. Godly ambition, yeah. I got God.
All right, man. Hey, once again, a special shout out to Toy, man. Godly ambition. Hey, I appreciate, you know what I'm saying, her work in the craft. Like, if you
Yeah.
know, you know. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
True that. So this topic is really going to center around, like I said, a very tragic story that took place. 29-year-old mother out of Detroit, who homeless and trying to just make the best out of a situation, tragically lost 2 kids. So first, before we really kind of just jump and dig into that, of course, want to be mindful. So as comments and things like that, you know, they where there's comments that you guys are putting YouTube, just keep in mind, um, hindsight 1 is 2020. We can all have our opinions about parenting, who was at fault, what could have been done, all of the above, but hindsight's 2020. At the end of the day, somebody's kids are no longer with them. And regardless of the circumstances, that alone is something that nobody wants to face and deal with. So that being the case, again, it's a story that everybody's familiar with. Just a quick refresher. 29-year-old mother. She is apparently the full-time mom, several smaller children, and is staying in the van. And stayed on parking lot over as far as a casino. And upon that casino, everything of the sort, woke up, 2 of the babies no longer with us. So I want to start here, bro, because this young lady says that she, in her estimation, did everything that she has known to do. She tried on her own and the finances didn't allow. She reached out to family members. She reached out to friends. She reached out to the city of Detroit. They sent her resource after resource that just simply just passed the baton to the next person. So how much blame, if we can call it blame, could we lie on the doorsteps of, let's say, the city of Detroit and the resources that they said to provide in this situation?
Man, hey, I'm gonna say it like this. I'm placing heavy blame. And the reason why I'm placing heavy blame because I just seen another story, which I believe I tagged you in. Um, Mom had like 4 kids in the house. There was 1 kid that she would tie up and beat.
Yeah.
Neighbors got word of it, called the authorities, do a welfare check. They came in, you know what I'm saying? They took all the kids to press charges.
Yeah.
So I said that to say this because had it been me, you know what I'm saying? Had it been me, the state would come in and take my kids.
Yeah.
So now that I'm saying, granted that, you know what I'm saying, she gave clear and present circumstances, this is where I'm at. I'm living in my vehicle. It's winter.
Yeah.
And if I walk off and leave them, y'all will get them and charge me, but I'm coming willingly for help and can't get any.
Yeah. And I agree with that. And I feel like working behind the scenes, man, and helping, or I should say having access to information that helps business owners tap into like community funding, things like that. And so I'm aware of the process to where a lot of these the non-for-profit organizations, they get this grant money from, you know, the government. And the ideology is if we don't use it, we lose it. However, as I began to give the information out to the community, nobody has heard of these things. And so even in this situation, now they're reaching out to these very resources that are supposed to have all of this money to assist, right? And then it doesn't happen. And so now everybody is reaching out. Oh, you know, this, that, and the third. And shout out, man, to the new McFall Brothers Funeral Home, man. They are covering all the funeral expenses. So shout out to them in Detroit. But it's like now everybody is wanting to reach out and help.
Involved.
Exactly. And why did the worst have to happen before you said, "Oh
Yeah.
my God"? You see the example. You see a baby drowning in the pool. Put your phones up. Stop trying to call people. Go help the baby. You didn't do that. Then the baby passes, and now everybody wants to talk about how they would have saved you. Why you did nothing? So I feel like there's a lot of onus that should be taken by the city of Detroit. And oddly enough, man, the very same thing happened here locally to a certain extent. It wasn't a mother and a kid, but it was a person that was homeless. And actually just looking at everything, this looked to be not a community, but it was a few homeless people that have basically said, "Hey, I'm gonna watch your back, you watch mine." And
Yeah.
bro, they were huddling up around the sewer so that when the steam was released, that's how they would
manhole cover.
exactly. And so, you know what I'm saying? Dude messed around and froze. And again, there's just everybody wants to say there's so much help. Example, the city of Detroit, and that number happened to be, if y'all wanted to call and find out, 866-313-2520. But they speak to the fact, bro, because you know sometimes people will call. Hello. So, bro, they said they got 1,400 beds, right? Off the rip. That's what they saying.
Okay.
Then they go on to tell me that there's another 110 that they have reserved for situations to where they saying, so if a person like this young lady calls and say, "Yo, we out here bad, we need help," boom, 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 they're saying that they got 110 that's just set to the side for almost like worst case is all the way bad scenarios. So
Yeah.
it just kind of contradicts the statement that she's given, where she's like, you know, "Hey, I called them, they sent me there. I called them, they sent me there." And so every time I go, it's like you looking for the golden egg, bro. Not to be funny, but y'all gonna feel this. It's like being a kid, man, playing Mario Brothers, and at the end of every level, you got to the castle and you thought this was really the princess. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't Peaches.
Sorry, Mario, but the princess is in another castle.
Exactly. Exactly. And then you go to the next one, and the next one, and the next one, until eventually you give up or you lose your men. That's what happened here, bro.
Yeah.
So I put a lot of ownership on that, bro. The talk about interview, man, with the dad. Did you hear the interview with the dad?
You know what?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? No, go ahead. We good. Yeah.
No. You listen. I want to get your full spiel. So look, you tell me what you got. Like what's up?
So outside of the city, you know what I'm saying? And again, we don't know how long this person has been homeless. We don't know how long this person has been in this situation in this matter. You know what I'm saying?
Well, based on what she said, bro, what she said and what old boy confirmed, it was 3 months.
Okay, so 90 days.
Yep, so 3 months.
90 days. So in the back of my mind, and I know we're going to talk about the father, and this goes for him too.
Mm-hmm.
So in the back of my mind, we all have that auntie, maybe big sister, older friend. There's somebody in our life that we can say, "Yo, I'm out here bad. I'm not asking to stay here. Can you give my kids somewhere, you know what I'm saying, to lay their head?"
Mm-hmm.
And this is on both sides of the fence. Trust me, when I'm tell you how I know, because I'm a product of it.
Yeah, facts.
If y'all know what y'all know, my mom threatened to kill me at 3 months old. Someone stepped in and raised me as their own.
Yeah.
We all know that one person. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, I ain't gonna take her in no grown people, but these babies don't have to suffer.
Yeah, true.
So I just wanted to throw that in there before we get to him. because
Yeah.
I'm on him next.
Okay. All right. So the scoop with dude is, so you know, they interviewed the young lady. She was adamant that, you know, so to your point, you know, there typically is always somebody you can reach out to. The problem is the people she was reaching out to, including him, the excuses were, it can't be that many kids over here. Her parents don't want no kids over. So now it's a situation to where there's another young lady involved. He's probably staying with that young lady, and she will not allow him to have his kids at her house. And we've done so many topics about this going both ways, from man to woman, woman to man. And
Yeah.
first off, let me say to dads, man, because we've all I'm a part of that that cycle, man, where you were in a situation, um, relationship, marriage, engagement, whatever that has produced a family lifestyle, and that changes. And you have to manage kids from afar. I'm a product of that as a dad and how to handle it. I'm a product of that as a child and how it was mishandled, and not by Juanita. You feel me? It wasn't her.
Yeah.
Um, but there is a certain way that you have to go about that. Men, dads, in that scenario, if you got a chick that you even entertaining in any way, shape, or form, and she will not allow your kids to come over, I don't care if it's her house, her mom house. Again, we ain't talking about them moving in. We ain't talking about them staying for the summer.
Right.
We ain't even talking about spring break, bro. Winter break. We're talking about the fact that she's saying, "Can you get your kids?" and him acknowledging it because he's saying, "Yeah, I mean, she would ask me." It's a difference between, you know, can you get your kids, and can you get your
Right.
kids? I'm homeless.
Right.
I'm not a babysitter. And
Before you go on, as a
yep,
father, you cannot babysit your kids. They're yours. So
true.
let's establish that.
True, very, very true. I will say though, in a not to that magnitude, but I have said something to that's similar to that, because it was a situation to where I am and did feel like, yo, one, I'm providing for him financially. Two, I'm providing for this child physically,
Right.
weekends, through the week, off days, family dinner. I am including you. So my thing was, now that you want to do something or you want to kick it and all else fails, then you would want to reach out to me. But when it was something to
Yeah.
where I wanted to do that to spend time with my child, it's an inconvenience, but it's not an inconvenience when you want to kick it. And in them
Right.
situations, I'll be like, yo, don't call me when you want a babysitter. I'm his dad. That means I want to have time with him, but not just when you want to go out tonight.
Yeah.
So
Facts.
so there is a time where you can apply that scenario. And to clarify, my situation was I don't have no baby mama issue. I don't got none of that. So don't read too far into that life.
Well, but in this particular situation, bro, she reached out. He acknowledged that he
Yeah,
knew that that her and his kids were homeless.
yeah,
Yo, as a father, if any stage of my life and I look back to where I was, and especially when I got out on my own,
hmm,
if any time that baby mama would have reached out, you know what I'm saying, either one of them, be like, yo, I am out here on the street. I need for you to get your kids. I I, I wouldn't have known what to do, but I would have made it happen.
yeah, true that.
Now, again, you said it earlier. Hindsight is 2020. Sometimes people maturity level
Hmm.
is not there. Because as
Of
you
course.
stated, you know what I'm saying? It takes a mature person to sit up there and say, hey, my kids is in real danger versus, oh, I ain't seen my kids in 2 weeks now. You pop up on a Friday night
Yeah,
wanting me to babysit and
yeah.
not be a dad because you coming back early Saturday morning.
Swoop them up. Yeah,
So Yeah, man, I just it really pissed me off, man, because we got two sets of parents. Okay, well, a set of parents. Let me say that, a set of parents, and regardless of their situation, so we're extending both families in this outwards. Even if, again, he has a father, if you can't get your kids, hey, I know somebody solid that can, you know what I'm saying, put me up for a day or two. Hey, I just need for you to watch them during the day. I'm gonna come slide and get them when I get off, not 10, 12 hours later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Be a person of your word. If you tell me you finna come get your kids at 4, hey, by 4:30, you didn't piss me off
Yeah.
watching your kids.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
be responsible.
Yeah.
Be
And
responsible.
so
You
and
know?
so she's facing some legal woes, bro. And I feel like the dad in this situation should too face them charges because he's acknowledging they're homeless. He's acknowledged his defense was I told her, I couldn't work. I couldn't get them because I had to work. Well, we all gotta work, right? We gotta work. I got things to do. Matter of fact, on this, when he says he found out, my man's is actively in the gym. He said he on the treadmill.
Yeah.
So I understand if it's a situation because sometimes we get in them. Sometimes we're in places until we can get on our feet. So the kids can't come over your crib. But what stops you from going to where she is? Oh, she's homeless. You're right. But the same way that you took your tail to the gym, and I'm trying to be cool because I almost turned this for a kid show and said two combo words that turned this all the way up.
Hey, we just would have upped the rating on YouTube.
Yeah,
That's it,
yeah,
sir.
see that. But the same way that you took yourself to the gym, bro, you could have went up to wherever Shorty was, got your kids, and if nothing else, took them to get a cheeseburger from McDonald's and just play around in Playland for an hour, 2 hours. It's warm. They spending time with dad, and by the time I drop them back off, me and you can have a little talk about how we're going to make this work because, hey, I know it's wrong. I want them to come with me, but it ain't my crib. I'm staying with a girl. And what she say go. And if she wild out on me, neither one of us got nowhere. So I got to at least have that.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
I'm trying to talk to old babe about, hey, I understand if they don't spend the night. Can they come over here for a while after school? I help them with their homework. She ain't got to come in, whatever that looks like. And if none of that works, then at some point, man, what I'm saying is you got to choose your kids over whatever your living arrangements is, and you got to bust that move, whatever that looks like. And I don't know what that is,
That's
bro.
it.
You got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Because the reality is, a lot of our baby mamas, these women, they having to figure it out dolo, right? And I ain't talking about the ones that's just because they got custody. I mean the ones that truly are figuring it out. It's not that they are still living with they mama and they going to work and the mama's taking care of the kids and everything is. No, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about it is literally these two in the household. She's paying all the bills. She is the head of the house. It is all her. I'm talking about that scenario. But bro, you mentioned something when you was talking about, you said, well, it's not two sets of parents, but it's one. But nah, you're right, it's two sets. So
Based on
first
the
off,
situation.
but this is this is this is the
Yeah.
thing. This is the thing though. This is the thing though. And again, I'm gonna be real exact in what I'm saying because I'm no way, shape, or form putting no blame on any individual. I'm not God. I'm not the judge. They mind is already doing bushel bills to them. I'm not. I don't want to contribute to that. So
Right.
why I say there's two parents in particularly. So I watched all the interviews multiple times, a lot of notes, a lot of okay, cross reference that didn't make sense. So the one particular interview was very specific in stating that this van that was on the casino property stayed there overnight. We know the incident that occurred, and there were 7 people inside this van. So when I first hear this, I'm like, I understand people go through things. I know life ain't on the up and up, but I was feeling like it's mad reckless to have 6 kids inside of this van. Like, how do we keep having kid after kid after kid? And this ain't for this scenario. This is for all women and all men. Why keep having kids? But if you know you were struggling with the first and you struggling even more with the second, why keep going to the third, fourth? So at this point, I'm like, yo, 6 kids, but the story keeps evolving. I was like, oh, everybody wasn't a kid. So it was the mama, the 29-year-old mom. Her mom was there, 49-year-old grandmother. And it says in the grandmother's other children. So the mom, the 29-year-old mother, was in there with her mom and her 2 teenage sisters. Okay? And then her kids. So it wasn't 6 other kids. There was 2 actual adults, a grandmother, and 2 aunties. So then I was like, hold up. This is, and again, I'm not putting no blame, no fault. But this situation gets a little bit deeper because now what it seems like is the 29-year-old mother is taking on a whole lot of things that she never should have experienced possibly in life. Because while she should be at this point, the first person she should have called or should have been able to call was the dad. And then when the dad played her skeet, the next person she should have called was her mama. But she can't call her mama, bro, because her mama's riding. And guess who else? And you want to know how you know where it started from? Because it ain't just the mama like, oh, we were shacked up together and we lost our crib. No, because your other 2 kids are back here. So it is the grandmother and all 3 of her kids from teenage years to 29, and then her grandchildren. That started, and again, D to the J, family, Detroit family. That's why I ain't mentioning no names. Y'all ain't got to come ill. Y'all ain't got to speak crazy. This ain't no fault. All I'm saying is there's a lot of things that we're going to have to step back again and just say, what could I do different so that I can teach other people in the future and they don't experience this?
Yeah. So,
watch this, bro. What do you think about that?
So, Bible verse comes to mind, man, that the sins of the father will actually not be on the children, but the grandchildren. Feel that.
Down to the 3rd and 4th generation.
Yeah. So the thing that we also have to look at is that how our mindset is. Because I truly believe, and I can be wrong, because I understand that different things happen to different people at different times in their lives. But as a grown person, number one, you got to treat people right. You know what I'm saying? Because if you treat people right, no matter what your situation or circumstance is, they know that you're solid, and people go bend over backwards because they know the type of person you are.
You're going to get the
Number
nod.
2, you have to understand you got to pull your own weight and respect other people when they doing you a favor.
True that.
See, these last couple of generations, man, feel entitled. It's just like, yo, you my friend. We used to drink together. We used to hit the club together. I should be able to come and stay with you for a little bit. But the friend is like, no, because I understand how you handle your finances and how you sleep around. I can't have that in my house because I have kids too. So now, as the grandmother, and yo, again, this is just what I'm giving because this is what I've seen. And it's not just with this situation. So if the grandmother is irresponsible, now the daughter is irresponsible, that leads to children that's going to be irresponsible. Now, unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? The consequence of this situation is that these little angels lost their life. But what I'm simply saying is that when you're responsible and you have irresponsible children, they create other irresponsible people and put into this world. Now, again, it may be a situation, maybe a circumstance that I may not have any idea about, but I know I'm spitting facts and I'm spitting bars right now. It's just like if you had a toxic relationship and all your kids saw was a toxic relationship, all they gonna want to get in is a toxic
Toxic
relationship.
relationship. I mean, that's,
So we gotta do better. We gotta do better. We have to change our mindset. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you cannot get a job making $30-$40 an hour with $11.50 worth of knowledge. Come on now. Somebody gonna hear what I said in a little bit. We have to start elevating and preparing ourselves for tough times. Yo, we gonna all have tough times, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. But you always supposed to keep yourself in a situation to where it's like, yo, if something happened here, I know my next move.
Yeah.
Fathers, you may be spiteful. You may regret the person that you had this child with. And that's why we've talked about in the past. Be careful on who you lay down with, both men and women.
Boys. Yeah.
Women, there were signs and symptoms to show that this dude wasn't no good before you laid down with him, but he was cute. He drove a Hellcat. Now you catching hell out of your cat.
You heard me. You catching Hellcat. You know what I'm saying? You like me?
So,
yeah.
So let's keep it a buck, man.
Yeah.
Man, you know what I'm saying? When she gave it up on that first night, you know what I'm saying? Barely 24 hours, you already knew.
Already knew.
But you did not.
Did not.
So what type of relationship do you think you're going to have after that? Especially if she already had kids. And yo, women, I can't put this all on you. Because now the way society is starting to move and groove, you know what I'm saying? Some people, I've heard the comments of, oh, men are jealous now because the women are acting just like men. I'm not with that.
No.
So before you bring another life in this world, man, you got to be thinking, because now you have extended yourself.
Yep.
Flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood. There's no way as a father. Yo, they interview, yo. There's no way as a father that my kids had just perished. And I'm doing the interview clear-eyed and composed.
More so upset. You were more angry than you were sad, right? But I got a tough question, bro, and I want to transition. So I said the things as far as the dynamics of the family, because Life Be Life has been on for a little over a year, man, and we've really always prefaced our topics with origin.
Yeah.
The foundation of families. The success of a child comes from the parents. The success of the parents comes from their parents. Like it is a trickle down effect. Last week I was very specific in also saying that if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it. This is one of those things. Your history includes everything from how you were conceived all the way up until the point that you will exit this earth. Your conception is also a part of that story. So grandmama, her 3 kids, ideally homeless. And ultimately one of those kids, multiple children, are in that same situation as homeless. Tough question, bro. And this is I don't have an answer. So I'm gonna be straight up. We talked about a failed system. We've reached out to the government. We've reached out to resources. We've reached out to the dad. We've reached out to family and friends. Nobody would help. I am in this situation. I am homeless. It is going into the 3rd month. The temps are bitter, brutal, and they've been that way for a minute. I understand the significance of what can happen if this goes all bad. The real question that I have for you and all the lifers: at what point, if any, do you concede as a parent that I must give my child up? Whether that means that I walk them into a police station, a hospital ER, a firehouse. And I know people are like, why would you give your kids up? That's stupid. No real mama gonna give her kids up. I feel that, right? But by not, I'm asking, if you've executed and exhausted everything that you know to do and nothing worked, and the conditions are, if this doesn't change, it's only a matter of time. Do you give your children a fighting chance and just turn them over? Or do you stay in the situation that you are and now the what ifs?
So let me turn my mic up.
All right.
All right, so again, hits home for me. We'll probably talk about the story again, you know what I'm saying, in a couple of months because we did audio. Now we're doing a video thing.
Yeah.
Being a child of that exact scenario, again, my mother was young, and all of the hate and resentment that I had for her, as an adult now, to an extent, I understand, but based on the back circumstances, you know what I'm saying, I still don't. So, however, the silver lining out of that situation, when she gave me up based on her lifestyle and where she was and what she was doing, she gave me a chance to live, man. And the thing is that by her giving me that chance and giving me with someone that still had them old school values, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I got whoopings till I was 16, you know? But I feel like that adversity made me a much better person. I got a fighting chance. We cannot atone for what those kids would have been in life, man. They could have been the person that cured cancer, the person that invented time travel.
Yeah.
We
Like,
looking at the mustard seed
yeah.
and not exponentially.
Yeah.
We don't know how many lives each one of those individual kids could have changed. And I'm
Very
saying
good.
that because I'm married. That's one life.
Yeah.
I have 2 kids by my wife. That's 3. I have 2 other daughters. That's 4 or 5. And they both have mothers. That's 6, 7. So if each one of those 7 people impact 3 people in their life, that's 21 people. And if each one of them impact 3 more people, y'all, it becomes exponential
Mm-hmm.
of the impact that one person out of this world, even though you may not know them,
Yeah.
you may not have never seen them, met them, you may not even care about them. But that one child, man, eventually impacts millions.
Absolutely. And if we're going to be honest, that impact of a life is such a, my brother did an album called The Ripple Effect, man, and it's about 10 years in existence. But the significance of it, similar to the butterfly effect, one thing impacts so many different steps. Bro, I want you to understand that even though now it's been about 15, 16 years, 17 years since, our paths crossed. But even from that standpoint, that was a result of a trip to the hospital and this little old woman that I never met who had a collapsed lung, bro, and told these doctors she was tired. And they told her, if we don't do this surgery, you won't make it 24 hours. She said she's tired. She didn't have the surgery. I remember thinking, what are you so confident in that somebody could preserve your life and you choosing to abandon it? Anyway, she passed away about 2:00 that morning. People went into the stairwell of the hospital, began to speak in an unknown language I'd never heard before. That older woman's family happened to be a deacon, and they invited me to this particular church. And because of that, there was relationships that were cultivated. Children were brought up in an environment that has kept them to this day 19 and 22 years later. But one of the people became a friend who, at that particular point in time, therefore became a godparent to one of my children, and indeed introduced me to you because that godparent actually happened to be one of your childhood best friends. So when we're talking about a ripple effect in the consequences of actions, it is evident. And so as you all are under the sound of my voice right now, this is because I was invited to take this journey with this man. And you guys would never see this if it wasn't for that little old woman who back in 1999 decided she was going to lay down her life. So
Yeah.
yeah, good
Man,
play, bro.
so now at this juncture, I know we've talked about the mom, the grandma, we've talked about the dad,
Yeah,
we talked about the children. We've even talked about, you know what I'm saying, the ripple effect.
yeah,
Now, reality.
yep,
Reality is that as a father, I lost 2 kids that potentially I could have done something for. As a mother, I understand that I'm trying to hold on, but sometimes I got to let my kids go, maybe get myself together, and maybe go back and grab them at some point in time.
yep,
The reality is that that mother should and is possibly going to relive those moments where she wake up the next morning and her kids were unresponsive. The grandmother, the siblings of the of the mother, the paramedics that arrived, so whether they were police officers, whether they were paramedics, whether they were firefighters, to see 2 little souls
yeah,
who had no responsibility in this world. They didn't ask to come here. And there's nothing you can do. It's heartbreaking.
yeah,
The reality is that this is going on more than we like to take credit for.
yeah,
Boy, I remember a time that we had moved into our first house over in Bell Fountain, man. We're trying to buy this crib and everything is going well. Then all of a sudden, somebody put sugar in the gas tank. You know what I'm saying? All motion stopped.
hmm,
Myself and my wife, and I was waiting tables at this time. We decided to go out to get some help. Maybe, hey, we can just get some food stamps because we still got 2 little miles, and you know
yeah,
what I'm saying? There's only certain things that they eat. If I can just get some bread, milk, eggs, and cheese, man, I thank you. We go to apply, you know what I'm saying, for assistance because this is what we need right now. We see, well, we're not drowning, but we doggy paddle. We like, okay, something gotta give. Do you know these people told me? Now, again, I'm waiting tables. I have a house. Was it 2 car notes? Lights, gas. I was with Sprint, so that was another car note. So, not to include groceries and gas that we're putting in the car, yo. And these people told me, after all is said and done,
made too
you
much.
make $50 a week too much.
Yep.
No, $50 a month too much for us to be able to help you. But I'm showing you.
Everything going up.
Now, here's the kicker, bro. If the lady told us that we could have somebody write a letter and said that I was out the house, y'all better catch this right now. They had to write a letter and get it notarized that stated that I was out of the home, that they could give my wife assistance. What? So you would rather help someone that's not putting in the system than to help somebody that's going to work for 40, 55, 60 hours a week? Excuse me? I'm not asking for it all. I am just asking for help right this moment because my greater is coming. This is just where I am. And you gonna tell me no.
But this is why, bro, they telling you no. I want all y'all lifers, and we're gonna spin the block because we understand at this point we were on Blog Talk Radio. But we did an episode, and I was very exact in all the stats, and I went over the SNAP program and EBT and the housing and all of that. And you know the reason why they told you, bro, that you make $50 more a month, but they told you they would help you. Now, mind you, your wife, right? Your wife. The reason why they was going to do that if you were out the home is because you are the nucleus to every household and family. And if I can get you to be removed from the home, if I can provide, because think about it, bro, and we talked about this even earlier this season, the surge of an independent woman. And we ain't talking about the women that really hold it down on their own. We're talking about the women that have almost been like almost like factory created, right? Meaning they're trying to do the best that they can, right? They're trying to do the best that they can. But you tell them, I'll help you if you cut off ties and communications to the nucleus or the head of your household, the daddy. I will replace his presence with food stamps. I will replace his presence with WIC. I will replace his presence with free breakfast programs, even though that was already created with the Black Panthers back in the 60s. But through the Edgar J. Hoover program, they went ahead and killed that, thus saying that they was the biggest threat to the internal security of the country. Anyways, so you like how I threw that in there? I got that in, did I? Yeah.
I was waiting for you to hold up a micro machine, my boy.
Yeah. So the reality is, bro, they did not want you in the home because by getting you out the home and by falsifying a fake presence of a daddy through these programs, it causes a woman to feel like they good by themselves. They don't need a man because they have that financial backing. They have their needs being met, but you can't replace what we do. And then when everything starts to fall victim out of it, here we are.
I'm gonna say this, bro. All right, it's 8:52. We just acknowledging the time. Give us a few extra because we there.
Yeah. We ain't going over. We're not going over, bro. I got people waiting on me. You already know.
I just said, hold on, just hold on. So check it out. Without getting that assistance, you know what I'm saying? We still made it.
True.
Hey, through the grace of God. You know what I'm saying? Exception to the rule. Another chapter to the story. This comment right here.
Yeah, that's 1,000. Yeah.
Hey, as we talked about the government assistance, the comment was, they want you broken.
And that's
broken-minded.
Yeah.
Broken-hearted.
Yeah, bars.
Broken family. Hey, that's a dirty game because, like you said, it does. What's the word I'm looking for? Entice. Remember that guy said that the woman laid down with because he had a Hellcat? Oh,
you got Hellcat.
Just do child support.
Yeah.
Food stamps, WIC, medical, dental, everything.
Yeah.
All for the simple facts. We couldn't make it work together.
You heard me. And now they out there singing, I ain't got ain't got me.
Yeah.
They worried about that tax money, fam.
My soapbox is tonight, man. When you bring another life into this world, you're responsible.
True.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you can't make it together, you guys gotta figure out how to make it work separately. At the end of the day, these kids did not ask to be here. Most of the time, there were a moment of different judgment. Can't say bad judgment, of different judgment. But now we're living with lifetime situations. Y'all, we got to understand to where we have to make it work because the world continues to put man against woman on a daily basis.
True that.
Whether it's in sports,
Yep.
whether it's in corporate America, whether it's how the country is run. If you feel me, you feel me.
Yeah.
We have to understand that if we're choosing to bring this child in the world, and I understand that it's easier said than done, but let's get our own standards, our own morals, and understand who we are and how each decision, remember that movie, The Butterfly Effect?
True
It's
that.
a butterfly effect on everybody it life that it touches. That's my soapbox for tonight, man.
Yeah, that's 1,000, bro. Look, I'm not gonna take too much time, man. I feel like, you know, there's just a different level of accountability. I believe it starts with men, and this ain't no pro woman, this ain't no man bashing. But I'm really telling y'all, man, if we can get to a point to where we just hold us down and we do what we're supposed to do as men. That's in our households, fam. That's in our community. Like, if I'm out and about somewhere, man, and your child is wilding and he's not listening to the mama and there's no man in sight and she can't control him, and you see that level of embarrassment and don't know what to do.
Right.
Listen,
Yeah.
let me be who I am in our community as a God in the physical form, as a head of a household, it takes a community, a village. Like, and let me say, yo, chill out. My presence alone should calm that down. Don't fight me on that and say you can't talk to my kid. Don't fight me on that. Boom.
Talk it.
Dads, man, listen. A lot of us out here living single, B. We living single because we're not the primary caregiver. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no daycare. This ain't no weekend thing. So, boom, if you're supposed to get your kids every weekend, I don't care that you got a little jump off this Saturday, whatever. You get your kids, you tell your jump off, look, we're gonna have to run it during the week. You know what I'm saying? Or you're gonna have
gonna have to put them to sleep.
You hear me? Or you gotta be smooth with the moves. You know what I'm saying? And shh, don't tell nobody, keep it in the closet like Kel said. But I just find it crazy, man, that all of this starts with us. I released the seed. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna sound funny, but this is mad stupid. So no, everybody, you know, I ain't no 2-minute brother. You don't want to be no 2-minute nothing. You trying to go pop after pop after pop. You ain't don't laugh, yo. I'm being serious. Hey, get your serious face. Serious. But you doing all that moving, yo. You ain't have one more movement in your body and pull out like you didn't have one more. That's just crazy to me. If you don't understand how to handle the pipe, don't try to be no plumber, fellas. Like, real life, you wild, bro. But I'm serious, man. Like, just because you got one, yo, you got to understand what you doing. You doing mad moving, one more movement and get up out that thing. Hey, I'm hitting the Heisman. You heard me? Hit the Heisman.
Bro, with what's power comes what's responsibility.
And that ain't even Bible. You can get at the Peter Parker, yo. But dads that's living single, man,
yo,
we have got to do better when she's the full-time caregiver. You know what I'm saying? Not just helping out financially and thinking that's where the buck stops, but also helping out with your presence. I understand if you get up every single weekend. That don't mean Monday through Friday, a text, a call, a FaceTime, something. Shoot them $5. Text them, you ugly and I still love you. Get something. Give them something. Talk to them. If you a weekend dad, you got to pour into them like never before because your time is limited, yo. So stop choosing the cooch over your kids. Bars. Like, it's going to be there, yo. If you really that dude and you really smooth with the moves, you don't got to give your time with your kids to be with this little bald head baby doll girl. You don't got to do that, yo. Be easy.
Bars.
Take care of your kids. if she's really valuable, she gonna appreciate that you taking care of your kids, and she gonna hold you
Bars.
even more. And then when you put the kids to sleep, nah, you good, Siri. Fall back. Siri's like, oh, can I get involved? Nah, you good, Siri. But but yo, like if you're handling your business accordingly, she's going to be there even more appreciative based on how you pulling up as a dad. But that really should set the tone for where this thing gonna go. If I'm choosing you and that cooch bone over my kids, you should be looking at me like, leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? Like you should. I feel like dudes that don't take care of their kids, they only type of baby mamas to sound like Pearly off of Friday and smoke nothing but cool cigarettes and eat pig feet. And I feel like the quality of baby mama should be so dirty that every Ugg boot she has is leaning like Young Dro. I feel like if you a daddy and you don't take care of your kids, that mumble rap should be the way that you talk for the rest of your life. I feel like if you a bum dude and you don't take care of your kids, that the level of burn should start on the inside of your balls. And maybe that will help your brain on the outside of your body. I feel like if you don't take care of your kids, my man, that what you got coming for you in the life to come. You stupid, Joe. But word up though, like there's an obligation. There's an obligation. If you can't do it, stop producing. If you got kids with baby mama A, and you ain't taking care of little Tone, don't get with baby mama 2 and try to give her a baby girl. Stop having babies and you ain't taking care of these babies. That's stupid. That's like going to get a new car and you ain't got no job. Common sense, how you gonna pay for it?
Yeah.
You can't even get a house until they see your income. It's mad crazy that you can make and produce life. And there's nothing, you hear me? There's no accountability. So take care of your kids. Not putting any ownership on the mama, but we do have to look out for our kids. Just like, why was Solomon the wisest of the land? Yo, if you really, and again, not talking about Shorty, but it's in general. If you really love your kids, sometimes you got to do some things that you might not want to do. So if this chick say that's my baby, and this chick say that this is my baby, and the king says, I tell you what, since y'all can't figure out who lying, I'm gonna chop little man's in half. And the love of the mother says, oh, go ahead and let her have it. How did he know that that was her baby? Because the love that you have will require you to give a sacrifice that sometimes will go against the grain. That's all I got to say, bro. It's 9:03. Yeah. I hear somebody calling me. Hey, I'm D to the J. I'm finna wrap this thing up. And I ain't talking about Kelly. You already know. Deuces.
Last thing before we get up out of here, y'all. Hey, you see how to reach us down below. We got the merch on the website. We do order local. So if you need something, hit us up. Lastly, hey, shout out to my wife, man. Hey, mother of 2, but mother of 4. I appreciate her, you know what I'm saying, taking in the 2 kids before we were married. I appreciate it, man. You know what I'm saying? And those kids do call her mom. So, hey, men, hey, women, you got to start pushing them. On that note, next week, next Wednesday, yo, we got Eric Abramson from, you know what I'm saying, he's a local lawyer who's out here for the people, you know what I'm saying, constantly moving for the people. Gonna have him on. We're gonna talk about some things.
Criminal defense.
Yes, sir.
So make sure your cousin Earl, make sure your baby daddy's cousin Lil Miko, make sure they own, because we got something for them, man. We trying to get them things from a dub to only 5 years, baby. We ain't making all them t-shirts this year.
You hear me? Hey, you know why?
Because
life go keep on lifing. And we're gonna be here to talk about it. Hey, it's like an RKO out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Tony D.
And I'm your host, of the D to the J. Yo, I'm D to the J. Y'all already know what it is. Every single Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central. Tune in. I got this nut over here, Tony D. You already know, D to the J. Shout out to heaven, bro. I think the people want that song. I'll let you next week.
Let's get it. Yes, sir. I'll be here.
You like me?
we gon' talk.
Every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Tap in with your boys. Your host, Tony D to the J. Every Wednesday, Life Be Life and Podcast. And you know
Talk about it.